Tov, good morning. We continue with our 3-minute daily dose of Torah. This week, looking at Parshat Mishpatim, the section that relates to civil code and civil law. What's the significance of God moving from the Aseret HaDibrot, the Ten Commandments, and the focus there, as we know, on those specific commandments, to this long code of material in Parshat Mishpatim, which deals for the most part with civil law? And why does the Torah shift there? And it actually opens the parasha by saying, "Ve'ela hamishpatim asher tasim lifneihem," to in effect say, okay, I did the presentation of the Aseret HaDibrot, God says. I shared the Ten Commandments, but I want to make sure you, Moshe, present this law code to them. It's critical, essential that that there be a civil society that's set up in such a way in which right and wrong is clear, in which crimes are punished, restitution is made for damage and loss that's caused by another person. You need to have this as the essential next step. I gave you a big picture of values in the Aseret HaDibrot, and now I want to make it clear, as many of the Farshim point out, that just like these, as Rashi says, just like these were from Sinai, this Ten Commandments, also this law code, is from Sinai. It is God's code of how to behave. The Rambam happens to point out that Mishpatim, in general, is a term that we use for rules that any sophisticated society, which sets about to set itself up and construct itself, might indeed come up with. They might not come up with this version of the answers to how, but they treat the big issues that are in front of you, and setting up a civil society. And what the Torah wants to make clear is that running and leading a civil society is not a secular endeavor. It is a religious obligation. It is an essential component to how you serve God, is to serve God by the way in which we structure our world around us. That is an important teaching. And whenever we go about trying to make our world better, we are not just serving ourselves, beinam l'chavero, but that's always, in essence, beinam l'makom, not just between human beings, but between humans and God, God's self. Have a great day. Speak to you tomorrow.